So I don't think this is working, which is entertaining, but to say the least, we shall get started and get going. So I'm excited because this live chat is going, this live is gonna keep it pushing. So I have the chakra oracle deck that I'll be using, as well as the Disney villains deck that I will be using. Let me take off this background. Hold on, wrong button. Magic. Cool. So I will be using these two decks to give us a lovely full moon reading, which is the spinner's moon, and I got a little bit of details for you in regards to the spinner's moon. The spinner's moon is a moon that has key themes of being rational, about service, about doing, about action, about completion, about health, focus, motivation, and guidance to get things done. The intention on this moon and any full moon is to reflect, let go, empower, and plan, tapping into that Virgo energy. We also have some energies during this time. Love is expressed through acts of service rather than words or romance. Turn to this moon for help and aid. It gives us it gives to us with care and attention, making sure that all that is due is received and there is no favoritism. The web is not just one of emotional contact, but it is interlinked with work and service. Work is solace and service is the miracle that is blossomed into. And also in this moon, in the spinner's moon, the full moon in Virgo, it is associated with birth and life. But the spinner's moon is a midwife to the children of others. It takes them on as apprentices, like the ones that she once was. So, like the apprentice she once was. And in this way, she has many children, or this moon energy has many children, and it realizes that they are the master because people are now coming to them for what they used to go to their masters for. During this theme, we have the option of a bunch of questions, but the four main that I will be doing in a specific pattern are: the first question is where you care but not to web yourself into into others' problems. So paying attention to where it is that you care and where it is that you pour out from your heart space, but not enough that you get your heart so heavy with other people's mess. And our second question is where you once mentored, where do you now guide others? So um, depicting your journey from a novice to master, and then a question on what you have for service and what you have for obligation. So we are going to just shuffle. I'm going to do a general reading, let us know what the spinner's moon has to let us know, and then we're going to continue and go deeper into the specific elements and maybe even get into some specific signs that will be honored and acknowledged in this. So I'm just shuffling here. I will get a different computer setup shortly, but right now I figured, ooh, we can go live on YouTube. Let's go live on YouTube and let's show what it is that we do in real time. So, in these four questions, where is this moon telling us that we care, but not to get webbed into other people's emotions? This is important. This is the Six of Coins. The Six of Coins means charity, accepting, and giving help. So, very much so, giving others, but not at our detriment. Charity is solely about excess and providing from overflow. That is what the card came up. So the Six of Coins came up, and the themes of this card is charity, accept, and give health. So very much being in full health nature. So if you aren't feeling well this week, you will be feeling better. And I do encourage you to participate in all things that will aid in your health and wealth, and knowing that one, you cannot receive with tight fists or vice grips, and you want to also give. So being mindful about that and this energy and where you care, but not to web yourself into other people's problems. So don't allow your charity to be your detriment. That is what this message is for this week. Do not allow your charity to be your detriment. Don't allow for others asking so much that it is never returned or reciprocated on your end. And we also have, I'm going to pull a chakra card because I feel like that's important, where we care but not to pour so much into others that it consumes us. So let's see what chakra that is tuning and asking us, and the moon is giving us a reminder about this week. And that is our crown chakra and gratitude. We want to again give and be supportive for others from a gracious space. So not one that you are expecting from others, and one that you can be in receiving energy. So this gratitude and continuance. So gratitude. You are capable of more than mere mortal conversation. This is a time of enlightened communication, and you will raise the consciousness of others. You are stepping into self-mastery. The gifts you see in others already live within you. Is this not a perfect card? A perfect card to come up during this time, in this reading, in this reminder that when we give and we provide and we are charitable and we are giving and we are loving in that energy, it is coming from a place of gratitude, fullness, full heart, and it will continue to overflow for us. So that is our first question being answered: where you care but not web yourself into other people's problems. So your mentees, the people that look up to you, as well as those that are depending on you. Our second question is: where you once were mentored, you now guide others. So what is showcasing your novice to master's journey? What area are you showcasing where you once were a novice and now the moon is highlighting that you are now the master? This message, this intention, this energy is super important because you have so much practice and so much humility in what it is that you have done and what you continue to do and how you are doing that. So continue to be great, continue to be divine in what it is, and know that it is your time when it is your time. This card popped out. We have the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands came out in another reading that I gave this week, and I find it to be a very interesting reading because it talks about responsibilities. So where were you once mentored, you now give guidance to others. Your responsibilities, having too many. So noting and making sure that it is important that you are taking on what it is that is yours to take on, but also knowing that and not losing your magic in that, and not losing the fact that you do have a message and a gift to be giving, but you also don't want to put so much on yourself that it is not coming from a loving, abundant place. It's really coming from one of like, I'm sick of y'all. I'm tired of this grandpa, and that's too damn bad. So you really have to just be mindful and be present, and knowing that we don't want to get too many magic wands. We want to really start with one, find that practice, and go from there. Some things that come up, and this is all third eye chakra, so confusion and rejection come up. These things come up when we can't begin being someone else's guide or mentor when we haven't done the work ourselves. We also can't utilize the opportunity or the moment that someone is inquiring with you. It is actually a reminder for you to get that work done, not a reminder for you to be like, oh, it's time for you to guide them. For example, like shadow work. If you haven't done your own journey on shadow work, don't please think that you are now someone else's guide to shadow work, when their mention of shadow work is a reminder for you to get that work done. So there's a difference. There's a practice, there's steps in kind of like check-ins and reflections and where you are from your novice to master's journey, that one would know. One would also know, I'm not meant to be your guide, but let me provide you some information, let me provide you some tools, let me lead you in the right direction. These are things that I've used, but also like I'm not well off enough, and being honest with that, because there's still a journey, and I'm going to tune into the rejection and confusion because I feel like that's important. The rejection, you no longer need to prove yourself. This is about understanding who you are and what you have created. Choose wisely. In confusion, when you are in the unknown, it may be little comfort to know that you are safe. Understand that your angels have brought you to this point. You may need more information at this time. Remain still and allow inspiration, and it will come. Definitely allow this time to inspire you to get to it, but not be the one that is in time. So the thing, and where this is coming up for me, is the thing that you felt, oh, you are the master on, you are actually being tested by this moon's energy to realize that you have more work to do on that, instead of thinking that you're the one to be the guide, and know that that work is now on that independent study and not for you to go back to your master's, because there is an in between. There is for you to continue and build in your experience that helps you become the master. Next, we have service and obligation. I'm going to start with, the two cards already popped out. So we have service and obligation, and I'm going to shuffle up my tarot cards to give us a nice little reading on that, because service and obligation are greatly important. And let's tune in to know what we have for each. We have 3 and 3. So service, we have balance. Balance is important. Balance is another crown chakra. So I find it entertaining that it is all upper chakra work right now that is being called upon us. That means the base work, the foundational component is very much there. The garden has been tended to, has been nurtured, but we now need to, in this full moon, in the spinner's moon, to know that in the brightness of this moonlight over our garden, knowing that there is still growth happening at night in the darkness, that we still need to find balance here. We have the tower moment. The tower always represents a release, a change, a structural change, second thought, and as well as sudden insight, collapse of anything unstable. And this being in your service where you are no longer loving it, please tune in. Is this something that you can allow to be provided as a service for you? Is this something that will now turn into a bill so that someone else can do it? We have the Fool and we have Judgment. We have all major arcanas that came up with service. So the Fool has some shares about new beginnings, optimism, trust in life. I definitely am feeling where you are not feeling excited about those said service, turn it into a billable item, because hey, it's important that we aren't stressing ourselves out in that, and knowing that is a new beginning. And then we have the Judgment card, which is rebirth, new phase, and inner calling. Very much so. If you need a maid, get a maid. Why are you wearing the maid outfit if you don't love it? Next, we have obligation. Instinct came up first. Animal instinct, third eye, knowing. We have the Four of Coins. The Four of Coins has to do with holding self back out of fear. So please trust your instincts, your obligations. Don't allow yourself to hold yourself back or remain small out of fear, as well as don't only live someone else's thought of what it should be versus what you know it can be. We then have the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is in regards to indulgence. In our obligations, we don't want to indulge or overindulge in doing those things that we don't tend to ourselves. That's very important. And then we have the three of coins, and the three of coins is in regard to a suitable career. So in regards to your instinct, we want to do what it is that we love, do what it is that makes sense, do what it is that comes easy to us, but not in a way that not in a way that we hold ourselves back. That obligation is interesting, and I feel like it's a very interesting dynamic to navigate because of the fact that we have to be mindful about what we connect ourselves to or kind of conjure ourselves with. So, instinct, to step into the light, we let go of all senses other than our pure instinct. When unfiltered, it guides us to the high ground and helps our in the help of our angels. This is a time to be the protector or to be protected. You will know which role you play. So, actually, the gray cards are our crown chakras, and the purple cards were our third eye. I wanted to then go back to the balance card. In balance brought to us, this card may indicate a reluctance to change. You may be hesitating because of the past, but that doesn't mean you should be hasty. Weigh all sides before moving forward. This can mean the start of a relationship, and proceed slowly. So it is important to know in our service to be in balance, and in our obligations to trust our instincts, because we need to tend to what our soul contracts are and not somebody else's soul contracts, and knowing that those aren't always a lifetime assignment, and those might be for the knowledge time. So I'm so excited to have shared with you and to figure out how to live stream when it comes to the YouTube. And I am excited to have this content to further share, because we're surely going to be watching this again back on